Hello 8th class students, as we have started coal and petroleum chapter, now I am going to give you the videos of the activities which are very important for you and they are into the syllabus, and make sure that you save these videos because these are the digital explanations of the concepts what all we have. Okay, textbook explanation you are getting it, okay, and workbook part also you are getting it through writing notes and all. Okay, so these videos are good for explanation, for making you people understand. These are the list of activities which is been collected, okay, and been placed at one place for you people. Watch them very carefully with lots of concentration. Thank you.
Sania, a 13-year-old curious girl who studies in class 8. She lives in the city and has gone to visit her uncle in their native village. Kabir, Sania's brother, a 14-year-old boy who helps Sania contemplate things and perform various activities. Uncle, Sania's uncle, a farmer whose age is about 40 years. He helps Sania form an understanding about things.
Hi friends, I'm Sania. We have met before, haven't we? Well, today I'm on my way with Kabir Bhaiya and uncle to meet my aunt in her village. Hey look Bhaiya, where are they taking that train? Oh, and they are filling something inside the train. What is that?
Yes, Sanya, I have read about this somewhere. This is called shunting. During shunting, they clean the train and prepare it for the next journey.
Yes, you are absolutely right, Kabir. The most important part of shunting is checking the train for any technical fault and refueling it.
What is fuel, uncle?
Fuel is the food for a machine. All vehicles for running require fuel, like you fill cars with petrol or diesel.
Oh, okay.
Sanya, do you know petrol is a natural resource? It is produced by nature and is available in limited quantities.
Yes, and it takes millions of years to be produced. Nature takes this long to produce petrol and diesel from a substance called petroleum.
Petroleum? And how is this petroleum made? Friends, will you help find out more about this?
Sanya, do you know on which fuel did the trains run during the older times?
Yes, uncle, I know about it. Friends, can you guess what that fuel is? That's coal.
You are absolutely right, Sanya. Okay, Sanya. Let's see how much you know about renewable natural resources and non-renewable natural resources. I will show you some pictures. You will need to identify and categorize the natural resources as renewable or non-renewable. Okay, let's start.
Friends, I need your help in identifying Will you help me? Uncle, I know that petrol, diesel and coal are non-renewable resources that are constantly depleting due to high utilization, and they cause a lot of pollution too.
That is true. But do you know, many things are made from coal.
Friends, can you refer to your textbooks and list the things that are made from coal and what uses they serve?
So you see, coal is an important product. While it can be used by itself to fuel trains etc., its products such as coal tar is used to make the modern day roads. Nowadays, owing to the excessive use of petrol, diesel etc., we can see an increase in pollution and also a surge in petrol and diesel prices.
Friends, do you think there can be a solution for this?
One solution is vehicles running on gas. I remember Papa got a CNG kit installed in the car. Our car now runs on CNG as well.
Oh yes. CNG is cheaper and leads to lesser pollution.
Absolutely right, children. These days, scientists are actively researching for new resources of fuel that will not cause pollution. Children, do you know any other sources of fuel? Can you think of an alternate way to run our vehicles?
Uncle, another alternate that I can think of is the battery-powered vehicles and rickshaws.
Do you both know petroleum products not only include LPG and CNG gases, there are other profitable items that are produced and can be put to many uses.
Uncle, petroleum is extracted from an oil rig in the sea, isn't it? Considering that the sea is very big, there still must be a lot of petroleum left for us.
Bhaiya, I think considering that petroleum is a non-renewable resource, sooner or later it will definitely be exhausted. We must be all sensitive of the fact that it takes millions of years to produce natural resources like petroleum that give us fuels like petrol and diesel, and once exhausted, it will be too long before we can get them back. Clean fuels like CNG and LPG are friendly for nature and should be adopted more aggressively.
I agree, Sanya. It is high time we save our planet from problems like pollution, climate change, etc. by using fuels wisely.
Friends, let us review what we have learned so far. We get natural resources like petroleum, coal, etc. from nature, and these sources are exhaustible. Renewable natural resources such as sunlight, wind, etc. are a gift of nature that are inexhaustible. Petroleum products include fuel, gas, wax, oil, natural gas. Coal has forms like coke, bitumen and coal gas. Fuels should be used wisely to avoid the problem of pollution, climate change, etc.
Introduction. Hi friends, we can see so many vehicles like bikes, cars, trains, etc. all are running around us. They don't eat any food like any living being do. Then how they get their energy? Yes, they get their energy from fuel. The fuel can either be coal or petroleum product. They provide energy for vehicles to move. In this module, we are going to learn more about these natural energy resources. Objectives. At the end of this module, you'll be able to define natural resources and its types, describe the coal and its other useful products, describe petroleum and its refining process, list the various constituents of petroleum and their uses, describe the natural gas and its importance. Hey dear, what are you doing here? Hey, I am fond of seeing running trains on tracks. Some trains run very speedily while others not. But I observed so many times that some engines emit a lot of fume while others do not. Yeah, you're right, because in some train engines, the fuel source is coal and in others it is diesel. Now, electric engines are frequently used all over the world. You know, resources are of two types, natural and man-made. Natural resources such as forests, air, water, soil, coal, petroleum and natural gas are directly obtained from nature. Natural resources can be broadly classified into two categories: inexhaustible natural resources and exhaustible resources. Inexhaustible natural resources are present in abundance, hence it is unlikely that it will be exhausted by any human activity. Sunlight and air are examples of such resources. On the other side, the amount of exhaustible resources is limited and they can be exhausted by human activities and consumption. Forests, wildlife, coal, natural gas, petroleum, minerals are the examples of these resources. Do you know that some exhaustible resources like coal, natural gas and petroleum were formed from the dead remains of living organisms called fossils, and hence these are also known as fossil fuels. Hey, now let us know about these fossil fuels in details. Let us start with coal. You may have seen coal in your surrounding. It is hard and black in color. Coal is used for a variety of purposes such as cooking food, running railway engines, thermal plants, and various industries. After heating in air, it starts burning and produces carbon dioxide gas. You will be surprised to know that some useful byproducts of coal like coke, coal tar, and coal gas are obtained directly from coal. Do you know how these byproducts are helpful for us? At first, let us know about coke. Coke is a tough, porous, and black-colored substance. In the manufacturing of steel and extraction of many metals, it is mainly used. Coal tar is a black, thick liquid with unpleasant smell. It is frequently used for manufacturing of synthetic dyes, perfumes, drugs, explosives, paints, plastics, paints, and photographic materials. To obtain coke from coal, coal gas is produced. In many industries located near coal plants, it is used as a fuel. Hey, now it's time to have some fun. Drag and drop the correct options to fill up the blanks. Friends, I know you all are fond of luxury cars and vehicles, but do you know on which fuel do they run on roads? Actually, most of these run on either petrol, diesel, or compressed natural gas, also known as CNG. Petrol and diesel are obtained from a natural resource called petroleum. Do you see that petroleum and natural gas deposits exists as a layer above the water layer? Now friends, we know that petroleum is a fuel source of our vehicles. But do you also know that this petroleum is a dark oily liquid and made up of various components such as petroleum gas, petrol, diesel, kerosene, paraffin wax, lubricating oil, and so on. All these components are separated by a process called as refining. This process is carried out in a petroleum refinery. Here is a table containing various constituents of petroleum and their uses. Now let's move on to our next exhaustible natural resource. This is natural gas, also known as compressed natural gas or CNG. It is stored under high pressure as compressed natural gas, CNG. CNG is generally used for power generation, but due to less polluting, it is being used as a fuel for vehicles. It is also used for cooking purposes. Natural gas is also used as a base material for the manufacture of a number of chemicals and fertilizers. Friends, as we know that petrol and diesel are exhaustible resources, that is, the amount of them in nature is limited and will deplete one day, it is important to use these resources carefully while utilizing. Here are a few useful tips for us as advised by the Petroleum Conservation Research Association, PCRA. 1. We should switch off the engine at traffic lights or traffic jams. 2. Drive at a constant and moderate speed as far as possible. 3. We also should ensure regular maintenance of the vehicle and correct air pressure in tires. Summary. Friends, let's summarize what we have learned so far. Natural resources can be broadly classified into inexhaustible and exhaustible resources. In nature, inexhaustible natural resources are present in unlimited quantity and are not likely to be exhausted by any human activity. Sunlight and air are the examples of such resources. The amount of exhaustible resources is limited and they can be exhausted by human activities. Forests, wildlife, coal, natural gas, petroleum, minerals are some of the examples of these resources. Coal, petroleum, and natural gas are known as fossil fuels. These are exhaustible resources. Coke, coal tar, and coal gas are all products of coal. Petroleum gas, petrol, diesel, kerosene, paraffin wax, lubricating oil are obtained by refining petroleum as byproducts. We should use coal, petroleum, and CNG judiciously.
Coal is the most abundant fossil fuel in the whole world. Coal is often used as a fuel to cook food. Earlier, it was used in railway engines to produce steam to run the engines. It is also used in various industries. It is used in thermal power plants to produce electricity. Welcome to the lesson on coal. At the end of the lesson, we will be able to explain the process of coal formation, state the physical characteristics of coal, list the products obtained from coal, describe the use of coal. Some 300 million years ago, the dense forests in low-lying wetland areas got buried under the soil due to natural processes like flooding. As more soil deposited over them, they were compressed. This led to the rise of temperature and pressure, because of which dead plants got slowly converted to coal. As coal contains mainly carbon, the slow process of conversion of dead vegetation into coal is called carbonization. Coal is a black color, hard, solid substance formed by the process of carbonization. Since it is formed from the remains of vegetation, coal is also called a fossil fuel. When heated in air, coal burns to give heat and produces mainly carbon dioxide gas. The end residue of coal after burning is ash. Coal is primarily made up of carbon. It also contains hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and sulfur. Coal is processed in industry to get some useful products such as coke, coal tar and coal gas. Coke is a tough, porous and black substance. It is an almost pure form of carbon. Coke is used in the manufacturing of steel and in the extraction of many metals. Coal tar is a black, thick liquid with an unpleasant smell. Products from coal tar are used in the manufacturing of synthetic dyes, drugs, explosives, perfumes, plastics, paints, synthetic resins, etc. Naphthalene balls used to repel moths and other insects are also obtained from coal tar. Coal tar is also used for metaling the roads. Though bitumen, which is a petroleum product, is being used nowadays for this purpose. Coal gas is obtained during the process of coal to get coke. It is used as a fuel in many industries. Coal gas was used for street lighting for the first time in London in 1810 and in New York around 1820. Nowadays, it is used as a source of heat rather than light. Coal is used massively for generation of electricity in coal power plants. Let's conclude. We learnt about the process of coal formation, physical properties of coal, products obtained from coal, different uses of coal and its products.
Visit ATech Academy on www.atechedu.com or contact on 904 11 52777.
Welcome to the lesson on petroleum and natural gas. At the end of the lesson, we will be able to describe the formation of petroleum and natural gas, list the constituents of petroleum and their various uses, list the advantages of natural gas as a fuel, identify the uses of natural gas. Petrol is used as a fuel in light automobiles such as cars, scooters and motorcycles. Heavy motor vehicles like trucks and tractors run on diesel. Petrol, kerosene and diesel are obtained from natural resources called petroleum. Petroleum was formed from organisms living in the sea. As these organisms died, their bodies settled at the bottom of the sea and got covered with layers of sand and clay. Over millions of years, absence of air, high temperature and high pressure transformed the dead organisms into petroleum and natural gas. Oil and gas are lighter than water, hence they do not mix with water. The world's first oil well was drilled in Pennsylvania, USA in 1859. 8 years later, in 1867, oil was struck at Markum in Assam. In India, oil is found in Assam, Gujarat, Mumbai High, and in the river basins of Godavari and Krishna. The process of separating the various constituents of petroleum is known as refining. It is carried out in a petroleum refinery. Petroleum is a mixture of various constituents such as petroleum gas, petrol, diesel, lubricating oil, paraffin wax, etc. Petroleum gas in liquid form is commonly called liquefied petroleum gas and is used as fuel for home and industry. Petrol is used as motor fuel, aviation fuel, and solvent for dry cleaning. Kerosene is used as fuel for stoves, lamps, and for jet aircrafts. Diesel is used as fuel for heavy motor vehicles and electric generators. Lubricating oil is used for lubrication in vehicles and machineries. Paraffin wax is used for preparation of ointments, candles, and Vaseline. Bitumen is used for preparing paints. These days it is also used for road surfacing. Many useful substances are obtained from petroleum and natural gas. These are termed as petrochemicals. Petrochemicals are also used in the manufacturing of detergents, fibers, polythene, and other man-made plastics. Hydrogen gas obtained from natural gas is used for the production of fertilizers. The process of separating the various constituents of petroleum is known as refining. It is carried out in a petroleum refinery. Petroleum is a mixture of various constituents such as petroleum gas, petrol, diesel, lubricating oil, paraffin wax, etc. The biggest advantage of natural gas is that it is easy to transport through pipes. Natural gas is stored under high pressure as compressed natural gas, commonly called CNG. CNG is used for power generation. It is now being used as a fuel in vehicles and is called clean fuel. Natural gas is made up of carbon and hydrogen. In our country, natural gas is found in Tripura, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, and in Krishna Godavari Delta. At the end of the lesson, we learnt about formation of petroleum and natural gas, constituents of petroleum and their various uses, advantages and uses of natural gas.